Welcome again. This is the 4th edition of Chit Chat with Third Power to the Sun. I'm Ricky Deal, and we are a band based out of the Carolinas who enjoy coming together to discuss music, trending headlines, and just life. Coming up, the return of the L-Dog. Reaction to the loss of a great musician and actress. And of course, the Sniper Sports Report. The crazy news with Ahnishka Dobbs. It's Just My Opinion with Walter T. Johnson. J Money with the entertainment headlines. Join us, L-Dog, Cebu, and myself. We are back with Chit Chat with the Third Power to the Sun. Edition number 4, podcast number 4. Welcome again to Chit Chat with Third Power to the Sun. What's going on, Cebu?
Nothing. You got it, Captain.
What's happening, L-Dog? L-Dog's back.
Yes, sir. I'm back. Need to leave again. But, I'm going to stay here this time, And the thing about it, you said this is the 4th edition, right?
That's right.
And it was, the 3rd edition I missed out. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
And it was, Third Power to the Sun, and you miss out on the 3rd edition. But I had to go on a little slight vacation, and I got a little, you can say, sickly while I was out. But hey, everything, they can't hold a champ down, you know what I mean? I caught inspiration while I was in the hospital, so sometimes it had to come like that.
Yeah, we're talking about the last podcast. L-Dog was out of town and wound up going to the hospital because of some bad oysters.
Yeah, really. And they're not my friend anymore, because, we used to be tight. Not anymore. I found out, man, that they have kicked me out of the oyster organization. They laid me up in the hospital, That's the first time I had anybody do any physical damage to me in a long time, man. I mean, wait till I get the age I am, and then they want to do me bodily harm, But, I still like seafood, but me and the oysters, we just don't congregate, relate, or fellowship anymore.
Well, I'm glad you're back. We missed you, and I'm glad you're all well, and it seems like you're wide open. So
Yeah, man. I tell you, it's good to be back. It's good to be back with my unit, better known as Third Power to the Sun, Cebu, and also Mr. Ricky Deal. I miss y'all cats. But like I said, I caught inspiration while I was laying up in the hospitalization.
Okay. But I guess while we were gone, we lost quite a few people while we were gone. We lost at least 3 very prominent people.
Yeah, David Cassidy was one of them. He was like a teen rocker, and he also came from the 1970s sitcom The Partridge Family. He was also the son of Jack Cassidy.
Okay.
Jack Cassidy, the great Jack Cassidy, he was a great singer and an actor. And a lot of people, I don't know, do a lot of people know this, the lady that played the mother on The Partridge Family, Shirley Jones.
Okay.
She actually was David's stepmom because she was married to Mr. Jack.
Well, I didn't know that. I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it really was like a family.
Okay.
So when you see him, coming on, as the Partridge Family, that was some family connection right there.
Yeah. David Cassidy, he sold millions of records as a music artist as well.
Yeah.
And he's going to be greatly missed. He was diagnosed with dementia, and he had made that just recently. Made that public.
Okay.
But he died with his families and friends around him. So
right.
That's one of them. Also, we lost country music legend Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis, yeah, 85 years old, singer, entertainer. He had recorded more than 60 albums, from what I understand.
Wow.
You know? And I'm telling you, man, that's really doing it. Another thing that I knew about, I didn't know this about Mel Tillis, because I really didn't know that much about him other than hearing his music here and there, you know, glimpsing and everything, that he had a stuttering problem. And he said that people told him, I saw it on an interview the other night, it was on a countdown on the country music channel, where he said that a lot of people say you'll never be able to become a musical celebrity because you stutter. And he said the more that they told him that, the harder he worked at it. And believe it or not, if you check out the movies that he played in, Cannonball Run, I think he played in
Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah, Uphill All the Way, and Smokey and the Bandit. Whenever he did his part, he talked naturally and stuttered. And he got hired just to do just that, stutter for real. So hey,
That's
man,
not funny, but it just proves the
I mean,
point. It proves the point.
You has a defect that brings you cash and brings you, you know, put you out there to be a star. And you can take a defect like that and it works good for you. And he used that, man, and they hired him for that. But now, I never heard him stutter when he sing. He made beautiful country music, man. So, you know, I was kind of shocked at his passing, and he was a country music legend.
And one that kind of really close to the heart is Della Reese.
Della Reese. Now, see, Boo, you should really be touched by Della Reese, you know, because coming from a great female legend like that, and we, you know, I know all the female singers, whether they do R&B or whatever, have got great inspiration from Della Reese.
Yeah, Della Reese was an amazing singer, actress to me. What some may not know is he was actually a pastor. So not only did she star in Touched by an Angel, but she also had personal relationship with Angel.
Hey, C-Boo,
And
hold that thought. We're going to talk some more about Della Reese. Here we have the sniper report coming up. And we'll come right back with you in a little bit.
great.
This is your boy, the Sniper, here with you live today to deliver the Sniper Report. Now listen, the first thing we definitely need to talk about are the Boston Celtics. Now, they have officially won 13 straight games. They were down 17 points to the great Golden State Warriors, came back at home and won by 4 points. Now, the Celtics have been a big surprise so far this year. Kyrie Irving has been doing his thing. He's scoring like he always did, but he's getting more assists this year. Now, big thing, we got to give props to Jaylen Brown, the second-year player for the Celtics. With Gordon Hayward getting hurt and being out the rest of the year, this kid has had a chance to play even more and shine. So he has been a big lift this year, and he might be headed for the All-Star squad. All right, now, the next big thing, you know, we had a lot of changes this past week in the world of college football. The top 4 teams, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 2, the Clemson Tigers. We got the Miami Hurricanes, and we got Oklahoma Sooners. Those are your top 4 squads. So we'll see no earth-shattering games really going on this week, except for Michigan and Wisconsin. Nobody's giving Wisconsin any credit because they haven't beaten anybody too much this year. But I'm going to have to say, I mean, Alabama, them boys always cock diesel. So I expect them to be in the Final Four when it's over. I mean, Clemson and Miami are both solid. I mean, the Canes, the way they put that whooping on Notre Dame, everybody knows now that the Canes are for real. So they're going to have to play each other down the line. I mean, Oklahoma, they number 4. Personally, if I was voting, they might be the one that might not make it because, I mean, anytime you play in the conference and everybody scores 45, 50 points every week, no defense being played. But we'll see. But look, it's time for the sniper to end his report for the week. So keep it tuned on all the good sports this weekend. And let me throw it back to my boy, Ricky Deal. All right, peace.
Hey, thank you so much, Sniper, with that sports report. We were just talking about Della Reese before we left you just a second before that sports report, and Cebu was expressing her memories of Della Reese. You can go ahead and continue. What were you saying, Della Reese? I'm sorry, Cebu. I call you Della Reese. Cebu.
Oh, nothing really. I mean, like I said, she was just an amazing woman, and she will be greatly missed. But within the Black community, it is a great loss. That's another legend that is gone. And like I said, I know I'll miss her.
Yeah, I remember her from those old TV shows like Sanford and Son. I remember her in the movie Harlem Nights.
That was the biggest thing that I remember, Harlem Nights. I will quote some of the lines, but I don't know what our ratings or what we supposed to keep. But I know she did a marvelous job playing as Vera, in that movie. And she also was working on another sitcom, her and Red Fox.
Yeah, before Red Fox.
Red Fox. I think he passed on the set.
Exactly.
And she, like I said, she was, and also Touched by Angel, ain't that one?
That was her biggest show.
Yeah.
That was really popular.
When, as Cebu was talking about, that's when she began to make a change into a Christianity life. She had also, changed her life over and start serving God, full time ministry.
Oh, okay.
That's what she was doing, and that's what she did for the rest of her days that I know of. And Della will be missed. She was a great icon. And you was telling me earlier about her being on the Johnny Carson show.
Yeah, she was the first black host of the Tonight Show. I guess maybe Johnny Carson wasn't there that night or something.
Yeah.
And she was a guest host.
Right.
And she was the first black woman to guest host a late night show of that caliber.
And also, she did her first attempt of a television stardom as a talk show series, Della, and which was canceled out, I think, 197 episodes, which started from June 9th, 1969 up to March 13th, 1970. And you imagine now, you see when it ended, March 13th. I wonder what that on a Friday.
Oh, watch it.
Wow.
Friday the 13th. Okay.
Yeah.
A day right before my birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Yeah, you March the 14th. Yeah, you and
Yes.
Quincy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Now you see why we got her in the group. Because that's talent. Anybody born on March the 14th, I think Quincy Jones, Sugar-Footed Ohio players, and the next birthday, I'm not doing shout outs, but I think it was Sly Stone on the 15th. Bobby Womack is in there somewhere. I kind of keep up with people. I'm pretty good with birthdays and numbers.
Yeah, I know that. I noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not that I'm an astrology child or nothing like that. It's just that, I'm just anything dealing with the universe and cosmic powers. I feel it,
It just goes through you.
It just goes through me, baby.
Okay. Yeah, you were talking about the Soul Train Awards.
Yeah, the Soul Train Awards, man. I didn't get a chance to see all of it last night. I laid up there and went into a deep snooze. I saw Erykah Badu when she came out. I did get a chance to see the red carpet party. They had a lot of people coming up in there. I was really impressed when I saw my man George Clinton. I got to tell you about that. George looked like he was about 36 years old, man. He got a new look. He had lost weight. He had a nice trim on his beard and everything. And he looked fabulous. So, I had to throw that in there. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to really watch the whole thing. I saw SWV and Method Man then when they came out and did the number, and it sounded okay. Did you see it, C-Boo?
I couldn't really get into it because it seemed for some odd reason the sound with the performances were different. And they weren't coming out clear.
Okay. Hey, let's take a break right here. Guess what? We have Ahnishka Dobbs with the crazy news. What do you think about that?
It's crazy. As usual.
Hi there, everyone. It's Ahnishka Dobbs here with your crazy news. According to police in Clermont, Florida, a 61-year-old man agitated with people routinely driving through a stop sign at a busy intersection purposely caused an accident. As reported by the Daily Commercial, Bruce John Homer told Lake County Sheriff's Office deputies who responded to the accident that he was frustrated that law enforcement wouldn't crack down on people running through a stop sign at a busy intersection. The driver of an SUV involved in the crash said that Homer pulled out in front of him as he was crossing the intersection. After the crash, Homer approached the SUV driver to admit running the stop sign and saying, "Law enforcement won't do anything until someone dies." Homer is being charged with aggravated battery and reckless driving. Right about now, a good lawyer is in order. I wouldn't represent myself if I were you, Homer. On another busy highway in Florida, a 53-year-old woman was pulled over by Polk County Sheriff deputies and charged with the DUI. It wouldn't seem that odd, except for the fact that she was riding a horse. According to Fox News in Tampa, Donna Byrne was stopped by deputies on a busy highway after being reported on her horse and appearing confused and in possible danger. She blew a .161 on the breathalyzer, which is twice the legal limit in Florida. She was charged with a DUI and animal neglect for endangering and failing to provide the proper protection for the horse. Her next ride was in a horseless carriage called a squad car to Polk County Jail. Another one that will need a lawyer up, unfortunately. As for the horse, it was taken to an animal control livestock facility where there is no rush hour traffic. The Fazer Bakery, located in a European country of Finland, is now marketing a bread made from crushed crickets. According to the bakery, this product is the first of its kind, and it could be the solution to world hunger. Each loaf contains 70 crickets that have been dried, ground, and later mixed with flour, wheat, and other seeds. To make this possible, Finland recently lifted a ban on the marketing of insects for consumption. It is already allowed in 5 other European countries: the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, and Denmark. The United Nations reports more than 1,900 species of insects are used for food. A breeding program started in 2013. Well, I guess if you slice your bread and it hops off the plate, or every time you open the bread and it sounds like nighttime, there's nothing to worry about. According to Associated Press, police and firefighters were dispatched to a location in Long Beach, New York. It was reported that a car crashed into an ice cream shop. When they arrived, it was true, but it's still a false alarm. It was actually a movie crew filming a scene for Billy Crystal's latest movie entitled We Are Unsatisfied. I guess the name fits the scene. The famous comedian grew up near the area where scenes were being filmed. And last but not least, a pet named Scooby managed to escape from its owner's fence enclosure. Scooby decided to take a 90-minute stroll along the streets of Springfield Township, located near Cincinnati, Ohio. Sounds like a common story of a dog, cat, or maybe even a horse getting on the loose. Not quite, because this is a 1-year-old camel. The Blade reported that Scooby, the camel, blocked traffic, but provided a very rare photo opportunity for drivers. A neighbor that was headed to work recognized the animal and notified Lucas County Sheriff's Office. Scooby the camel was safely led back home after the owner was located. I must say, whether it was hump day or not, that was a real hump day. Please leave comments below. Chat with you again soon. Hey, C-Boo.
Thanks, Ahnishka. Once again, here's our latest project. We need a solution.
we kiss our sisters and brothers. We need a solution. Hey. People, get ready. There's no need to live in fear. Gun violence, war, and poverty. Something has to give. We need a solution. No more fighting within ourselves. Let's find a place called solidarity. Love is all we need. Hey, oh, why can't we just love each other? Yeah. Why can't we do it? Why can't we do it? Why can't we live like sisters and brothers? We need a solution. The world's in confusion. Can't solve the problems of the wrong, or to talk about building a wall. We need it. We keep searching for a better way to unite the human race. We need it. Oh, we need. Say we need it. Love we need. Said we need, yeah, love we need. Said we need.
What's up, Del Dog, Cebu, Ricky Deal, and crew? Welcome to another edition of Walter Johnson's Just My Opinion, What's Yours? Today, I will examine the LeAngelo Ball situation and his father, Lavar Ball's ridiculous comments about whether he should thank President Donald Trump for helping his son get out of jail in China. For those of you who don't know, LeAngelo Ball and two other UCLA basketball players were arrested for allegedly stealing sunglasses from a high-end store in China. Please keep in mind, this is the same spoiled kid whose brother is the #1 draft pick and starting point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. A kid who at 18 years old drives a Ferrari. A kid who has slightly above average talent and is playing for one of the most storied programs in the history of college basketball. Well, back to the story. The young men were bailed out of jail by the UCLA administration and placed under house arrest at the hotel that the team was staying in. They were left in China by the UCLA team because the team had to get back so that the other student athletes could go to class and so that the team could resume their season. It just so happened that Donald Trump was in China at the time, having talks with Chinese President Xi. After hearing what happened, Mr. Trump and his staff, along with the staff of UCLA, were able to negotiate the release and dismissal of charges of the three young men. Now, I don't care what your opinions are of Mr. Trump. I don't care if you like him or not. And yes, he's done some bonehead things. Had it not been for his influence in the work of his staff and administration, these young men would probably not have gotten released and had their charges dropped. Oh, and by the way, they were facing between 5 and 10 years in prison for the alleged offense, or shall I say, their offense. I say that because in China, they have a 99.5% conviction rate. So had it not been for the president interceding on their behalf, they in all likelihood would have been Chinese convicts and prisoners. Which leads me back to LeVar Ball and his over-egotistical, narcissistic, ungrateful jackass behind. Now, was Trump wrong for his tweet basically demanding a thank you? Well, not wrong, but maybe a little over the top. But for LeVar Ball to get on CNN and make a fool of himself, saying the president was already over in China and did nothing special to help the kids, that the boys did not come back on Air Force One, so therefore he doesn't owe the president a thank you. LeVar Ball, you must be a damn fool. Does he realize that his son was facing major prison time in China, and not only was his son released from jail and the charges dropped? That is nothing short of an executive assistance at the highest level. For all the foolishness that Donald Trump has done and said, and it has been a lot, he is to be commended and thanked for his actions on behalf of these 3 young men. So LeVar Ball, suck it up and say thank you, and stop being such an idiotic jackass. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Back to you, Cebu. Have a great day.
Wow, that's a lot to say. But you know, it's not. How did America respond when Jesse Jackson went over? Was it Beijing? And did the same thing when he helped get 3 young white individuals released. There wasn't much said about that.
Well, let's go into the J Money Entertainment Report. Thank you very much.
Yo, what's happening? Hey, it's your boy J Money, straight out of ATL with your entertainment headlines. Hey, I got so much dirt right now. I'm gonna try to clean it up though. Hey, you know what? Truth be told, so much going on in the news right now pertaining to sexual harassment. I mean, it's really dominating the headlines, and unfortunately, Kevin Spacey got caught up in it too. Kevin Spacey was accused of making a sexual advance towards a 14-year-old actor back in 1986. He was 26 years old. I mean, bombshell, allegations have come out, taking it seriously. He's checked into rehab. He's come out and apologized, said that he was a little tipsy at that time. Netflix has decided to put a halt on his show, House of Cards. Hey, I mean, this stuff is serious, man. Hashtag Me Too is caught on, and everyone is jumping on that wagon right now. C.K. Lewis, he's been ousted. It even got to your boy, former President George Bush. I'm talking about old Bush. I'm not talking about W. I'm talking about old Bush out here groping women. I'm like, you know, and what happens in the dark comes to the light. And right now it's that sexual harassment spotlight that's shining, and it's shining bright. So I'm sure a lot more will be coming out in months and weeks and years to come. So stay tuned to that. Along the same lines, somewhat, actually, there's a video circulating right now. Drake was performing in Sydney, Australia, and from the stage, I guess he saw someone out in the crowd just grabbing all on women and stuff. He decided to stop the show and threatened the dude. He was like, hey, if you don't stop, grabbing on these women out here, I'm going to come out and do, whoopie-whoop. Now, obviously, we know Drake ain't about to jump out in no crowd. His bodyguards go out there, though. But, hey, Drake too much of a pretty boy to go out there and get them knuckles bruised up. So, but, we applaud him. And a lot of people on social media applaud him as well for coming out and pointing that out, man, because, we talk about it in somewhat of a joking manner, not necessarily diminishing what these women have been through. I mean, but when we make these jokes about, why did people, wait 30 years to come out, hey, it's a serious subject, man. I mean, you never know how stuff like that is affecting these women. So I definitely applaud them for coming out and speaking up and, standing up for what's right. So I want to revisit a report from a previous entertainment headline when I spoke about Tyrese and him beefing with The Rock. So it's been reported that Tyrese was going through a lot of drama. Obviously, he's in a custody battle right now with his ex-wife, trying to secure custody, or at least partial custody of their 10-year-old daughter. And so a lot of this erratic behavior that we've seen in the social media realm has been because of medications. At least this is what he's coming out saying. So he's been apologizing for that, because not only was he beefing with The Rock, but he was also, coming out saying, Will and Jada had given him $5 million to help with his legal fees in his custody battle, and thanking them for that. But it was reported that Will and Jada didn't give him this money. So, his friends and close ones and loved ones were concerned that he was, possibly having a meltdown. So I don't know, man. At one point, he was even crying on social media when he was talking about, his daughter and everything he was going through. So, hey, best wishes, to Tyrese, man. Hopefully everything works out for you. Get your life together, So we definitely, sending a shout out to you, man. It's tough being in that spotlight. We're all humans, man. Sometimes you just, succumb to the pressures that are put on you. So definitely keep your head up, bro. Last but not least, want to give a special shout out to Serena Williams for actually tying the knot with her fiance, Alexis Ohanian. They actually tied the knot November the 16th. So congrats. Fellas, Serena is off the market. So Common, Drake, whoever, hey, hands off now. She's a married woman with a little one. So, hey, definitely congratulations. Yo, that's my time. I definitely appreciate y'all, spending the time with me. I enjoy doing it. Please continue to support us. Please continue to leave comments, And last but not least, I want to send a shout out to my man L-Dog, because I'm going to have to give it back to you, because it's on you. Keep dropping that history lesson in the studio. Peace.
Hey, J Money, all right, man. I appreciate that. Man, as you know, all of the news you're saying is true, because it's all about money now. It's all about somebody got to make it, somebody got to take it. So, hey, sexual harassment and all of that going down, it's been going on from time to time. You know that, don't you, Deal?
Oh, yeah.
It's been going on. It's been going on. I mean, if they had records of it, they can go all the way back to the 20s and the 30s. I mean, politicians, movie stars, ladies been getting raped. A lot of them, that's, some of the women, if they would be honest about it, that's what they had to go through to make it to the top, back in those days.
Well, you can take that on back to the kings and queens back in the...
Oh, yeah, but see, now social media, baby, has got a squeeze on it, and the lawyers done found a way how to get money off of it. So, but I just want to say this, just my personal view on it. If we all that concerned about how we treat women, when are we gonna start to kind of, we are asking all of the rappers, and I'm asking even some of the R&B singers, rock and roll singers, clean up your lyrics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Stop degrading women.
Absolutely.
And coming out with movies where women are getting raped and kids being molested. If you show it on the screen and if you run it in the air with the music, what do you expect? I mean, come on, we talk about this, but Hollywood and the music business makes money off this. And then we can't be doing this. Well, hey, man, we shouldn't be showing this, because this is not the way we should live. And everybody can't say, well, Hollywood is Hollywood, and the music is music. We can't. Yeah, but hey, the influence is high in that stuff. So whatever you put out there, I mean, it's medicine that is really nothing but poison. And that's when I always say sometimes you can put the wrong type of medicine on the market So I say, hey, let's just clean it up and we won't have these problems.
Well put, L Dog. And I think we're getting ready to close this out for this edition of Chit Chat with Third Power to the Sun. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. And we hope to see you soon. All right, Cebu.
All right, Ricky Dale.
All right, Cebu.
Your holiday, dog.
All right. And for those of you that was wondering why we didn't have artist talk, we did in the beginning when we talked about the 3 stars, Della, Reese, Mel Tillis, and David Cassidy. That was the artist talk because we gave tribute to them. Thank you.
I'm Ricky Deal, and we will see you next time.
And I'm Eldar Makusa.
And don't forget, Cebu.
I figured I'd hear from her soon. Take care. God bless.